Okay, so this, again, is why you cannot take what Trump says at face value. Okay, so he's seen in this video with Bill O'Reilly, and they're sitting there, and he's saying, you know, you guys did it. You saved hundreds of millions. Yeah, I think he said tens of millions of lives. He's not anybody that exaggerates, okay? I think it's closer to hundreds of millions. But anyway, so we'll just say that we'll take his more conservative figure of tens of millions. And he's saying, okay, you guys did it. You saved tens of millions of people with this thing about the vaccine. And everybody in the audience is going, well, you nut job, none of us fuckers are taking that vaccine. You know, what's up with you? Why are you touting on this and that sort of thing, right? And then O'Reilly says, have you taken the booster? And he said he had, and so on. Now, there's a couple of things there. He is correct. Because we did not have this extended 10-year lockdown from 2020 to 2030, we didn't have that lockdown, so we did not lose the 468 million people globally that they thought would die in that period of time. That was part of their, it's hard work to kill 13 out of 14 people on this planet, and that's their goal. The globalists, I mean, okay? So it's really fucking hard work. You gotta have a good plan. Their plans fall into shit because it was a shit plan. And because people got wind of it, they know how it works, and they're doing things to, and these people, the globalists are really very stupid. They don't have much in the way of, they're clever. They're not intelligent or smart. Anyway, so Trump saved 468 million people by cutting off this 10-year lockdown, all right? And so we only lost what we lost. And then there are people that are taking the vaccines, and they're saying, other people that know what's in them and this kind of thing, and suspect that it's all a plot on the part of the globalists, are saying, you know, Trump, how can you do this, and so on. And you have to understand the position he's in, because he's got to maneuver two different groups to a convergence, okay? And you know that we're all very different from the progressives. We're all very different from the all the woo people, right? And we're all very different, and even the conservatives. We're very different from all of those. We're a small subset of what he's got to do. And so here we have Trump. And here is the normies. And over here is the woo people, and then we're just a small subset in the larger mass, developing mass of, let's just call them conservatives. All right? And so we had a social order that was maneuvered into thinking of itself this way, where everybody is leftist by default because of the media. Just because you get so much of that shit through the schools and everything all your life, you just end up with this generalized, what we would think of as, you know, the liberal democracy leftist bent, right? And that's just the description that the media would provide to the social order, so that we all felt that that was the nature of the social order. So if you were a conservative, you felt you were living in a leftist environment, and however much conservative you were, reflected how you saw the movements here. But now we see that the leftists have moved to the extreme left, and they're keeping going, and they're ending up with communism, and that's shocked a lot of the normies, and Trump has been part of engineering this such that the normies bleed over into the conservatives, right? Here. So that we end up with this merging of the two spheres, or two types of thinking. As we go forward, he's trying to engineer all of this around or into the what the data used to call the Americana revival. Now, as Trump engineers this, he's got to also deal with all this COVID shit. And so the normies have been inculcated to the point where they are so pro-fucking-vax that they know that this is the vaccines are the greatest thing ever, blah, blah, blah. They're giving 72 of the fuckers to their children. So you see how brainwashed they are, right? So Trump has to balance a certain thing. He cannot do what happened with HCQ. He came out, got COVID, and he said he took HCQ. He has referred to HCQ as a vaccine, which it is, especially now that they've changed the definition for a vaccine. So when he says he's taking the vaccine and the booster shot, he may not be taking anything that requires an injection that way, right? Or he may be taking monoclonal antibodies, which are also a vaccine. But he was telling all these people,